Fishing the Wild West is brought to you by Prairie Toyota.
Fishing the Wild West. When work is poison, the antidote.
Tracker
To spend
boats.
10 hours on this fishing boat. No cell phone service and no lawn to mow. What matters
Bass
most
Pro
is
Shops.
that I'm all alone. Living a dream, fishing the stream. Fishing the stream, living a dream. Living a dream, fishing the streams.
Along with
Fishing the Wild West.
Welcome to this week's episode of Fishing the Wild West TV. We're near Port Hardy, British Columbia. I'm with Mike Kelly, owner of Codfather Charters. Mike, what can we expect? Like, we're salmon fishing now, but what we expect in this area and what are we looking for?
Okay, so late season, it's September right now. Things have slowed down a little bit, but we're sort of in a staging area where we're looking for coho that are about to move up into some of the mainland fjords, which are really just around the corner from us here. We've got a high productive area. We've got lots of cold upwelling currents, lots of bait fish, needlefish, that sort of thing. And so we're going to work this area and see if we can't find ourselves some late season coho.
So they're coming around this point that's behind us. We already have the rods in the water, but they're coming around this point and traveling down this rock face.
Absolutely. So they're kind of bouncing their way along the shoreline, smelling for the fresh water, for their natal streams. And again, like I mentioned, we've got some fjords up into the mainland, body of British Columbia here. And those fish are going to be transitioning from here up into those fjords, looking for their home streams and going back to spawn. So
Excellent. Like I said, we got the rods in the water already, so we'll show you some great salmon action. So Mike's just rigging up some rods here. We got two in the water. He's just getting some extra baits ready. And we started trolling this face. But when we left Port Hardy this morning out of the marina, we went only about a 5-minute boat ride and dropped two crab traps. So even though we're fishing out here, wherever we are in the Pacific Ocean, we got Mike's got us set up with crab traps not far from home. And it's just another great opportunity, another fishing opportunity that you get with Codfathers. So we're fishing everywhere. It's awesome. Oh, there's the flasher already. Only had 50.
oh, that's it. I think it's a Chinook.
Had 50. The downrigger down to 51 feet. We're just strolling these rocks here. Like Mike said earlier, they're cruising these rocks, moving up. Oh, he's coming right at me. Moving up the spawn. Here he is here, Mike. I thought I lost him. He's coming right at me.
Oh, you got a Chinook here, I believe. Oh, good fish, good fish, good fish.
This is a scary
He's going to take a
part.
run. He's going to go for a run on you here. Yeah, you got a solid Chinook here.
What is that?
Solid Chinook salmon here, yeah.
Wow. Great fighting fish. Plus you're fighting the currents under here as well, eh, Mike?
Oh, you bet.
And they know how to use them.
That fish hit hard too. I mean, he was there.
The biggest trouble with fighting them here, a lot of fish are lost when the flasher comes out of the water, because as a flasher pops, it'll give the slack. And that's when a fish can spit the hook. He's coming right back at me. There's the flasher. So as soon as it comes out of the water,
There's a strong fish.
Oh.
Definitely got some power to him.
keep a tight line as soon as it pops out of the water. Oh, and he's taking it back. Holy cow. I've lost him in the sun a little bit.
Okay, stop there. Just lift him up to me. Up, up, up.
Oh,
yeah, babe. In the net, boys. Oh, and look at that, barbless hooks. The hooks fell right
Popped
out of
out.
popped out of his
Hook
mouth.
just popped out of him. Well, that's what you get with Codfather Charters, fishing for trolling for 20 minutes, maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, late season, we're looking for coho, and what do we come up with? A nice Chinook salmon.
And what would he weigh?
I would say he's got to be all 22, 23 pounds, somewhere in there.
Oh, and there's bigger in there. They're such a strong fish. Like, I can sit here and tell you how strong they are, but till you have them on the end of the line, wow, it make you nervous. They make a lot of runs.
Yeah, this one was exceptionally scrappy. Certainly had a lot of pull in that rod.
Well, let's get them in the box and we'll go for a couple more.
Hold your horses. We'll be right back. Closed captioning is brought to you by Sandy Point Resort.
Well, it's like a yellow eye or something. Or a quillback.
Yeah, what you got there is a copper rockfish.
Copper rockfish?
Copper rockfish.
Hang on. Copper rockfish while we're trolling for salmon and coho. Copper rockfish. I'd be happy with a great big lingcod too.
Could be could be a ling. Ooh, yeah, it's a little better fish, I think.
Every fish is a surprise, like Christmas out here. There's a fly. It's a rockfish for sure. I just don't know exactly what one yet.
You got a lingcod here.
Yeah, lingcod.
Okay.
These guys
Work
are
him slowly up to the side.
this side here.
Yeah.
So we're out here salmon and coho fishing. Again, we're trolling, working the rocks. The anchovies, we're gonna try some Northern King spoons. And this lingcod come and picked it up. It's legal size, and they're absolutely delicious. Every time a fish comes out of the water, it's like Christmas. Did we just come down that pinnacle?
Yep.
We just, we're out here, I don't know where we are, but there's a hill just back there, and each time we come up it or down it, we get a rockfish.
Or another lingcod.
Yeah, or another lingcod.
Oh, that's a big rockfish, what that is.
Big black
Big
rockfish?
black rockfish, yeah.
All right, I'll come over here, Mike.
Sure.
That's a really big black rockfish. I call them black bass, but they're black rockfish is the proper.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And there's roughly 30 some odd species of rockfish on our coast, and they range in depth right from the surface down to 1,000 feet, depending on the species. So these are fairly shallow species. You can catch and release these all day long without harming them, but they're also good eating and they're fairly abundant.
So and they're lingcod to feed on these, salmon, like everything's wanting to feed on these, and these will feed on bait fish.
You bet. So it's kind of a general rule in the ocean. If something's bigger than you, you're dinner. So.
Well, I'm bigger than him, so he's dinner.
You bet.
This morning we set our crab traps. So here's one. I'm not sure where the other one is, but we're gonna pull them and see if we got some crab. This is my first time ever crabbing. I'm excited. If we got them in there, we're gonna cook them up tonight with one of the rockfish and have a real fresh seafood feed.
Oh, wow.
Oh, we got crabs! Ha ha!
Oh, wow.
Watch out. Let Chuck in there. We got crabs! That's awesome. Were you expecting that many, Mike?
No, that's pretty good. We had definitely a good haul.
This one here is stuck getting in. Well, there's his claws.
That's a good
That
meaty
is
one too.
awesome.
This is going to demonstrate the difference between a male and a female crab. And the difference
You're
being
looking
that,
at this here, correct?
yeah, we're looking at that on the bottom side of the carapace, so you can see how the female has, you know, bigger sort of area right in here with the, you know,
More
lines
circular.
going across. Yeah, more circular, whereas the male has the long, skinny one. So that's the difference. This
And all
one,
females go back.
all females
Regardless
go back.
of their size, all females go back.
Absolutely, yeah, we let them go. You know, good conservation practice for our fishery to allow the females to go back and reproduce and provide more crabs. So this one here we're going to let go. This one here we're going to measure to see if it's of legal size. It's got to be 16.5 centimeters, and hopefully it is. We're going to find out.
We just finished an incredible first day here in Port Hardy, British Columbia with Codfather Charters. We caught salmon, coho, variety of rockfish, and we're staying just up here in our condo. So we're going to take one small rockfish that we kept. We're going to fill them up here. We're going to have them in the condo tonight. And the real catch of the day, we got our limit of crabs. We set crab traps in the morning, checked them on our way back in. We've kept 2 here. We're going to have them and the fish, vegetables, potatoes, and the whole works. Literally from fish that are out of the water for less than half an hour. It's going to be an amazing feed.
Hold your horses, we'll be right back. Fish on! Welcome back to Fishing the Wild West.
While I'm fighting this fish, a lot of people don't realize what's happening. Like Mike's kicking the boat in and out of gear to help me, you know, give me the best opportunity to land this fish. Throughout the day as we've been fishing in different spots, he's changing hooks, changing flashers, everything to, like, as fishermen say, the fish will tell you what they want. You just have to listen. So something's always happening. And when you purchase trips of a lifetime like this, all you really have to do is worry about landing the fish. It's an amazing, amazing opportunity. I see him, he's in sight now.
Let's see if we can lead him out over to that side a little bit. We've got a solid fish. I'm not sure what it is, but it's definitely solid. Oh, it's a halibut. Wow. So what we've got here is, and people think that halibut are typically always on the bottom, but here, we'll land him to get the hooks out. And but anyways, people think halibut are always on the bottom. That's not the case. This guy here came probably about 40 feet off the bottom to take our anchovy, if you can imagine. So this fish was nowhere near the bottom, and that proves the point that halibut aren't always on the bottom. Probably about 40 feet off the bottom he came to hit our gear.
Well, he's hungry.
Hungry, yeah.
All right, let's get him back in the water.
I'm gonna let this guy go at the side of the boat.
That's a good one here. Did I tell you, he didn't hit it very hard either. All right. So Chuck was showing you all the birds over here, and the coho, the salmon are underneath pushing the needlefish up, and the birds are taking them off the top, so them needlefish are getting hit from all directions, and we're just trolling the outer edge of it for the salmon. And I mean, Mike, again, what you pay for in a guide, Mike's seen that we were a long ways off and he's seen the birds. Pulled out his binoculars, had a look, and we headed right over here, and now we're on to fish. He took a long run right out of the gate. Bring him over. He's swimming right at me.
Oh, you got another halibut there.
Another halibut.
Look at that. Okay, just let a little bit of line out there.
Let a little out?
Let a little bit out, yeah. So Wes just caught himself another halibut trolling salmon. We got a coyote flasher here, and we're using a pink hoochie looking for coho. Late season September action. We're gonna let this fish go. Halibut is closed at this time of the year. This fish is a great candidate for catch and release. It's totally uninjured, just hooked in the lip. So I'm gonna use my gaff hook just to get it around that hook and just gently pull it out of its mouth. It's of course barbless hook, so it'll come out real easy. Just gonna slide it down over the line into the bend of the hook and just gently pull it out, just like that.
Barbless hooks. That's awesome.
Gear Talk, brought to you by Bass Pro Shops and Tracker Boats.
On this week's Bass Pro Shops Gear Report, we're going to talk about not so much gear, but something that to help people with seasickness when they're fishing, you know, big water, ocean. Me being a prairie farm boy, I get sick when I'm on the big water. But to help me control my seasickness, I use Transderm V. Now, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a physician anyway. You can get this over the counter. And what it is, it's a perfect little circle sticker that I put on behind my right ear. And I don't know exactly what it does, but it levels you out, keeps you sure-footed. I don't know what it is, but it sure eliminates seasickness in me. I still carry some Gravol in my camera bag. But since I was put onto this 4 or 5 years ago, whenever I go ocean fishing, I never leave home without this. I put it on 24 hours prior to my trip, and I leave it on the entire time of my trip. And as soon as my trip's over, I take it away or take it off and throw it in the garbage. But if anyone has trouble with seasickness, and I know there's a lot do, I've had friends come out here and have to cut a trip short or even a day short because they get sick. We're fishing with Mike now. He's seen it in many of his clients. This here will eliminate seasickness, but I also have the safety and backup of Gravol. That's this week's Bass Pro Shops Gear Report. I'm Wes David, Fishing the Wild West TV.
This segment has been brought to you by Wild Guide Magazine, Canada's essential hunting and fishing resource. Fish on! Welcome back to Fishing the Wild West.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's a better fight. I see the flasher. I don't think he knows 100% he's hooked yet, Mike.
Yeah, no, he just kind of.
Once he sees the boat, there he saw it.
Ooh, that's a good fish.
Whoa! Swam right at me. Nice coho.
Oh, big coho too.
Okay, I'm gonna try to bring him to you.
The rail here. Yep. Come. Okay, easy.
We're fighting.
Come out to the side on him.
We're fighting these fish here with barbless hooks, so it gets a little nervous.
Yeah, no,
okay, here he
get the
comes.
rod up.
Yeah.
Oh
you got
man, that's a huge coho. That thing is massive.
Holy cow, Mike! That's for sure my biggest coho ever.
Probably one of the biggest ones I've seen in a long time too. I would think that fish has got to be high teens, maybe close to 20 pounds. That's a fat
Wow, we're
fish.
all fishermen. It'll be 20 pounds.
Maybe 30.
Oh, it's such a clean, it's a clean, beautiful fish.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, we'll get the rods in the water and hopefully get a couple more. And this is wild fish. If it was hatchery fish, what would be
You'd be
the
missing
difference?
the adipose fin. So you can see how this one's got a big fat adipose fin right there, and if it was a
Okay.
hatchery fish, it'd be clipped off. And this fish is likely a male. You can see it's starting to develop a bit of a kype nose on it. So we're, of course, late season here. We're well into the middle of September here, and that is a gorgeous, gorgeous fish. Still silver bright, still looking good.
And
Nice,
fight
clean
hard.
fish.
He did, I don't know how many jumps out of the water and put my heart in my throat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's get some more.
Conservation Corner brought to you by Hollis Wealth, aligning your financial future so you can spend more time outdoors.
So when it comes to hatchery salmon, of course, Very, very different thing from a farm salmon. So there's many hatcheries up and down the coast, and what these different hatcheries do is they help augment the various stocks, you know, from these rivers, you know, by taking some of the wild stock, taking the eggs and the milk, mixing them, propagating salmon, young salmon, then releasing them back into the ecosystem, and those fish will swim alongside the wild salmon that have spawned naturally within those watersheds. So it's a way to sort of bolster some of these runs. It's also a way to try to improve runs that, you know, may be in decline, that sort of thing. So in this location, you know, you may encounter a hatchery caught fish. The way that you tell is that the fish will have its adipose fin clipped, and if that is the case, and you do catch one that, you know, has its adipose fin clipped, in most places you can keep those fish. And also, you know, you're asked as anglers to submit the heads from those fish because they'll often contain biological data, perhaps
like
even
a tag,
it
or
could be
like
a tag in the
electronic
eye,
chip,
that sort of thing. But there's also DNA data. You know, they ask for length data, where you caught it, that sort of thing. So they're able to track, you know, just where these fish are being caught, what their migration routes are like, what the run timing is when they may be moving back to their natal stream. So there's actually a lot of data that can be, you know, garnered from some of these hatchery fish if you do catch one and return the head. So,
and it's all in the matter of conservation.
You
right?
bet,
Giving
it
back.
certainly is. Yeah, the more we can learn about these stocks, you know, for the future, the better it is. The more data that's available to fisheries managers to be able to, you know, to work on them and help promote them and that sort of thing. So
Excellent. Well, I'm hoping to get a few in my freezer.
you bet. Let's work on that.
We're just wrapping up our 3-day trip of a lifetime here in British Columbia with Mike, the owner of Codfather Charters. Mike, we had a real mixed bag: salmon, halibut, and a variety of rockfish. Is this what your clients normally see?
Well, yeah, I mean, for this time of year, most certainly, yeah. And, you know, in the summer months, yeah, as the seasons progress, you know, the type of fish that we get into changes, and as the seasons change, so do the fish. And so this time of year, being middle of September, it's a little bit more of a mixed bag fishery. You tend to see, you know, a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and all in all, it adds up to a lot of fish. So,
well, thanks for having us. It's been a pleasure.
My
And
pleasure.
not only the fishing, we did some crabbing, and the wildlife is amazing to see out here in the Pacific. I'm your host, Wes David of Fishing the Wild West TV. Hope to see you next week. So Mike's just with the gaff. He's not gaffing the fish, but he's using it to unhook the fish. You tell me what you need, Mike.
there we go. Pulled it out, and off it swam.
Excellent.